we're talking about having your legs outstretched. Or if you already have them outstretched, I told you to go ahead and bring them to the mat here. If that's where you'd like to be, you go ahead and bring them up. And you're going to drop your knees to one side, and then using your hands, walking the body toward the front of the mat. And maybe centering yourself on the mat. So we come to what we call tabletop. We're going to start warming up the spine. So in order to be a tabletop and nice and even so that our back is nice and flat, we want to make sure our hips and our knees are good alignment. Our knees are about shoulder width apart. Our palms and our shoulders are in a good alignment as well. So we want to be too far forward or too far back. We want to make sure we get nice, good grounding and balance here. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. We're going to start warming the spine by something we call cat-cow. So your gaze can be down directly onto the mat between your hands. It can be forward. But to begin with, we're going to start with a nice inhale. And as we inhale, we're going to drop the heart toward the earth, lifting the tailbone and the forehead toward the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to drop the forehead, tuck the tailbone, send the gaze back toward the thighs or maybe the spine, send the navel toward the spine, allowing the shoulder blades to just simply separate apart for a nice deep upper back stretch like a cat. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And as we inhale, go ahead and drop the heart, lifting the forehead and the tailbone, reaching like a cow. And as we exhale, go ahead and drop the forehead, sending the gaze back, lifting the tailbone, dropping the tailbone, sending the shoulder blades apart, dropping the neck for a nice deep stretch, sending the gaze between our knees, maybe our upper thighs. And as we inhale here, we drop the heart once more, lifting the tailbone, sending the gaze up toward the sky, sending the forehead up toward the sky. And as we exhale, we can turn back to our flat back, our tabletop. All right, if we'd like to go ahead here, this would be a good place for us to go into our first child's pose. So in order to go to child's pose, what you want to do is you want to actually spread your knees a little bit further apart. I like to put my toes together because that's comfortable for me. And all you do is send the hips back toward the heels, outstretch the arms, nice and long, drop the forehead toward the earth, allowing the belly to either rest on top of the thighs or maybe between the thighs. Take some nice inhales, exhale, inhaling again, and exhale. This time on your inhale, allow your gaze to lift toward the space between your palms, and then sending the hips and the body back forward towards your hands. As you can tell, I had to slide my hands a little bit back toward me. I separate my toes, I make sure I set up my alignment once again. And I get ready for something we call spinal touches, spinal flexors. So from here, we're going to take our right hand, we're going to sail it out with an inhale. Send it out here. We've got the balance of our left hand and both of our knees. So we just gently send it forward here, sending the gaze forward with it, or the gaze can be down toward the mat. Inhale. On your exhale, send that hand back down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, sweep the hand up. Along with the hand goes the gaze. The spine is nice and neutral. We're remaining here, keeping the hand just where the shoulder is, not too far high. Sending the gaze either down to the mat, maybe get the right hand, or just beyond the fingertips of the left hand. Palm is facing inward. We're breathing in here, and then we're breathing out. One more time in, and then we're exhaling down. Very nice. We're going to do the same on the other side, but we're going to start with our right leg this time. So making sure there's nothing behind us. We're going to shift our weight to our left, not really moving our leg, just shifting our weight to our left side. Breathing in. And as we exhale, we're going to send that right leg back. We're don't want it to be too high, we don't want it to be too low. Sending it to wherever is comfortable within your practice. You can send the gaze down between the hands, or it can be up for a nice neutral spine here. Holding for an inhale. On your exhale, go ahead and bring that right knee back down to position. Inhale. Exhale here. Inhale, shifting the weight to the right. With your exhale, send that right heel back away from you. Nice and even with the body, keeping the spine nice and strong. The toes are nice and flat on the right foot. The gaze is down between the hands, or maybe it's up towards you. The shoulders are drawn back behind the ears. Inhale here. Exhale the left knee down. Very nice. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually do them together. So this time with an inhale, you're going to sweep the right hand, the left knee, the left foot back, heel pushing back for a nice balance here. And on your exhale, go ahead and bring it back in. On your inhale, sweep the left hand out, right knee, heel back. And on your exhale, bring them back in. We'll do that twice more on both sides. So inhale here. Nice balance. Exhale. Inhale, shift the weight to the left. Right heel goes out, left hand goes out. Gaze is forward or it's down below by the hands. And then exhale back out. Very nice. Once more, inhale, sending the right hand out or left heel out. Nice balance here, keeping the spine nice and neutral. I like to put my head down, my gaze down between my thumb. You might look at my left thumb on my thumb on my left hand. Inhale, then exhale back down, shifting the weight to the left. Inhale, sending the left hand out, the right heel out. Flexing that foot, pointing those toes toward the earth, and then exhaling back out. From here, we can go ahead, spread the knees a bit, touch the toes, and then sail back into that beautiful child's pose that we love so much. For 2 breaths, in here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, really quickly before we come out of child's pose, I want to give a couple of modifications for child's pose. Sometimes I tend to have tight shoulders, so for me, outstretching my hands is not always the most ideal. So what I'd like to do is to slide my hand all the way back so that my palms are facing the sky. Both hands. Here's an option here. Just release the shoulders and allow them to roll forward. If you'd like, you can actually place the hands on the top of the low back for even more release of the shoulders. So that's just an option for you to have if you'd like to release the shoulders in your child's pose. So from here, wherever you are, with an inhale, send your gaze up towards the space between your palms. Bring yourself back to tabletop, separating the knees and the feet. Go ahead and sit yourself up here. We're going to do the spinal balance that we just did, but we're going to do it with a bit of a crunch. So making sure that we're back to where we started. A nice even tabletop, hips, knees, or shoulder width apart, and they're in alignment. The palms are right directly underneath. The wrists are directly underneath the shoulders. So from here, we're going to move just slightly faster because now we're warming up the spine. We're just going to use a crunch. We're not going to do too many. All right, let's begin. So from here with an inhale, sweep the hand up on the right side, sending that heel on the left back. And then when it inhale, we're going to send it here, bringing it in. And then exhale, send it out. Inhale, sending it in. And then exhale, sending it back out, sending the gaze, making sure our spine is nice and even. Our weight is on the right hand side and the left palm. And then go ahead and dropping it down, going back to your tabletop. Nice breath in. Exhale out. In one more time. And then exhale out. This time with an inhale, send that left palm out, that right heel out, nice and even, setting the balance over to the left side of the body. And this time we're going to bring it in. And then exhaling it out. Inhale. Crunch, hold that crunch. Exhale. Sending the gaze. Pressing that foot. One more time. Inhale in. And exhaling out. Sending the gaze. Inhale. And then with your exhale, go ahead and drop back down to the original flat back forward. With an inhale and an exhale, we can actually go ahead and send back our hips back down to child's pose, if that's where we want to be. Remember, we always have the option of moving our hands wherever we want them to be. Put your breath here. Wherever you are, sending the hands back in front of you with a nice stretch here. Let's look at the space between our mat, or between our fingers, the top of our mat. Let's bring the body back to tabletop. And let's go ahead and take a moment here. Let's just go ahead and make sure we're nice and grounded. We always want to take a few moments to kind of notice where our body is, how we're feeling. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale out. This time we're going to actually go shift the weight to the left side of the body, raising that right knee, maybe using the fingertips for balance. And you can actually bring or walk that right foot up between the space between your palms. We're going to walk up the body using our hands nice and tall. There's always some interesting distractions whenever I'm practicing outside. It's just part of being outside. All right, so here we are, a nice little lunge. We're making sure that we're squeezing our hips together. We're squaring our hips forward, right? Squeezing our thighs together. And we can stay here. We can begin by sweeping the hands up toward the sky, sending our gaze along with our hands, looking at the space between our fingers and our palms. We can actually take a right twist here. Remember, we just did a nice spinal twist here, so this should be a bit more familiar. We can bring the hands to the hips. We can keep them up here. We can even go ahead and bring that left arm to the right knee. And then the right palm to the left to meet it. Bringing the elbow to the outside of the right knee for a nice spinal twist. Uh-oh. Sometimes we fall out of our twists. We can stack our palms here, sending our gaze to maybe the space above the elbow. Squeezing the thighs together. Nice deep breath in here. And with our exhale, release the top palm. Release the left hand down. Both hands are down. We can go ahead and slide that right foot back and then send our hips back into child's pose again. There's never too many child's poses. 2 breaths here. And our inhale, sending the gaze back. Space between our palms, sending ourselves again for tabletop. This time with our inhale, shifting the weight, lifting the right foot, bringing it forward between our palms. And then centering ourselves, making sure we're nice and set up. Go ahead and begin by walking up the body, using the hands nice and safe for balance. Let's go ahead and inhale here, standing up nice and tall. Sweep the hands all the way up to the sky, sending the gaze along with it. Twisting the body to the left side. Hands can be on palm or hips for balance. Or if you'd like, go ahead and bring that right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Setting up for a palm for a nice final twist here. Sending the gaze over the left shoulder, elbow. Breathing in, then out. Inhale, the next exhale, release the left palm, release the right. We can take our hands, dropping it down, straddling our feet, sending our left foot back, setting up for our next child's pose. Sending the hips all the way back. The gaze is between the feet. The fingers are outstretched, nice and wide for balance, for energy from the earth. We're taking a moment to make sure we're grounded and centered. Breathing nice and inhale. Just taking a nice exhale out. Breathing in once again. And then a nice exhale out here. And your next inhale, send the gaze to the space between the palms. I think Levy enjoys when I do the yoga outside. All right, we're going to be setting up for thread the needle. So let's go ahead and go back one last time. We're going to be on our tabletop one last time. Now, if this becomes a little bit too much for you, there's several different things that you can do to protect your knees. You can use a blanket, you can use a pillow, you can actually even, if you like to, you can just fold your mat a little extra. So you have a little extra padding under the knees. That always seems to help if that's within your practice, something you need to have support for. But again, you can always take that child's pose as necessary, whatever is comfortable for you within your practice. You can always pause the video. If you're in class, you can always take a moment just to go back to your child's pose, whatever is comfortable for you. Give yourself a moment, find your breath, and then return to the practice. All right, so let's thread the needle. So here we are on our tabletop, nice and even. Our hips are in alignment. Our shoulders are beneath our wrists. Our wrists are beneath our shoulders. All right, here we're going to place the left palm toward the right, toward more the center of the mat. All right, and we're going to take the right hand, shifting the weight to the left. We're going to sweep the right hand all the way up to the sky here. Breathing in. And then with our exhale, we're going to look at the space down by our left hand, and we're going to send it like a swan dive down underneath the left arm. We're going to actually place the shoulder, maybe the ear, maybe the top of the side of the head, And then using our left hand as a kickstand, we're going to actually place most of our support on that left side. And we're reaching with our palm facing up, maybe sending the gaze over the left shoulder if that's within your practice. If not, you can stay directly forward if you're facing that direction. Inhale here. And then exhale. One more time, inhale. And then as you exhale, lifting the head, using the left hand as a kickstand, setting the right hand back all the way up again. And then as you exhale, placing the right hand back down. Is that good, Lovey? All right, let's sit back up to tabletop. Wherever you are, deep breath here. Exhale out. On your inhale, send the right palm to the center of the mat, closer to the left. Inhale, exhale, sweep the left hand all the way up, nice and tall, sending the gaze along with it, or the gaze can be down towards the right hand. It can be directly in front of you, shifting out towards the left side of your body. Inhale. And as you exhale, swan dive that left hand underneath the right, bringing the shoulder, the side of the head, maybe the ear toward the earth. Always using that right hand as a kickstand for safety, because it's very easy to use that right hand so you don't have any damage or anything to the neck. Here, the feet are flat onto the earth. Your gaze is forward. Your palm on your left hand is facing up, and the right hand fingertips or hand are down. Inhale once more here. And as you exhale, come out of that pose, sweep the left hand all the way up to the sky, setting the gaze along with it. Inhale, and as you exhale, drop the left palm down. The right and the left are set back up to tabletop. And then we're going to go down to our child's pose, our favorite pose, releasing any stress. Taking a moment to feel our body, notice the changes, notice the spine being warmed up. Breathing here, and then exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. And on your inhale, look, send the gaze, the space between your palms. Come back up one last time to your tabletop. This time, tucking the toes under. We're going to send our knees back, our heels back, our hips back. Our heels are toward the earth. Our hips are back up toward the sky. Our gaze is between our knees. Our fingers are nice and wide. And we're giving a nice reach and stretch to the tailbone, relaxing the shoulders back. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale once more. Exhale. When you're ready, inhale, send the gaze, the space between your palms. Bend the knees. If your heels were already toward the earth, if they were here, that is beautiful. If they're already toward the earth, bend the knees. Coming onto your toes, look forward, and then gently walk the body forward to the top of your mat. From here, you're going to bend a little bit deeply into your stretch. Now, you can always stay here. That's within your practice and your fingertips are nearing the earth. That's perfectly fine. Wherever you are around the spine, bring the back and the vertebrae to stack one vertebrae at a time, sweeping the hands all the way up toward the sky, sending the gaze along with the palms. Palms are facing, shoulder blades are down, spine is nice and elongated. Touch the palms together, sending them to heart center. Very nice. From here, let's go into the top of our mat. Let's take a moment before we do anything else, before we go into our sun salves. Let's just take a moment. Let's really think about grounding ourselves, making sure that we are centered into the earth. So what we want to do here is we want to just simply place the feet nice and flat onto the earth so the soles of the feet are on the earth. I actually like to lift my toes to see how centered and how balanced I actually am. We want to tuck the tailbone. We want to draw the navel toward the spine. We want to make sure our back is nice and long and tall here. Very nice. Take a moment to close the eyes, if that's within your practice, or if you just want to stay comfortable here. Let's just find mountain pose, ground the feet, lifting all the toes, and then trying to drop them nice and evenly, making sure that we're actually engaging our legs, our quads. Our hands are down by our sides, palms are maybe facing forward, shoulder blades and shoulders are dropped down the spine. We're setting up nice and tall because we're still engaging all of our muscles. We're breathing. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, send the gaze up toward the sky, sending the palms flying forward. Nice and tall, dropping the ears, dropping the shoulder blades down. We're going to actually lift up, and then we're going to drop forward for our first sun salve here. Reaching the hands, the palms, the fingertips towards the earth for a nice deep stretch here. Breathing, inhaling once. Exhaling. On your next inhale, send the hands, sliding them up the space between the knees and the feet. So basically on your shins. And then sending the gaze directly down 90 degrees for a nice deep stretch here. We want to pull the head and the tailbone apart. Nice stretch here. Always breathing. Even when I forget to tell you, always breathe. Inhale, and on your exhale, forward fold again. You'll be dropping the palms and fingertips toward the earth. From here, bend the knees. Send the right foot back first. And then send back the left foot. Go ahead and drop the knees down, untuck the toes, and then leaning forward, we're going to actually go all the way down, bringing the elbows in, dropping the hips already. We're here. We're going to go into Cobra. So just barely sliding the hands forward into the shoulders, sending the gaze forward, really engaging the core and the back. For an inhale, dropping the shoulders back, exhaling down. On your next inhale, slide the hands towards your rib cage, and then peel the body one moment at a time back into your child's pose. So we just flowed through our tabletop. You should be very familiar with that. 2 breaths here. Exhale. Inhale here. And exhale. On your next inhale, raising the gaze, the forehead, sliding the hands back, facing the toes, face the toes off, tucking the toes, We're going to send it back into our our downward dog. So send the hips up. Maybe you raise up onto your toes, sending the heels toward the earth. Again, if your heels are here and you need a micro bend in your knees, that's always acceptable. Some days you're more flexible than others, and some days you work toward your practice to whatever your edge, whatever your practice looks like for you. Wherever you are, inhale, and then exhale. Gaze is between the knees. The fingers are nice and wide for balance. And we're reaching. Each time we inhale, we reach a little bit deeper into our stretch. On your inhale, and then exhale. On your next inhale, lift the hands, send the gaze to the space between your palms. Bend the knees, come onto the toes, and then gently walk the body forward. Deep stretch here, inhale. And as you exhale, bring the body all the way up, stacking one vertebrae at a time here. Sitting the gaze up, palms together, drawing them to heart center. I'm going to take a pause here, making sure we're still taping. Yep. Okay, so everything is good. I had to make sure. All right, we were here. We just finished our first sun sound. And make sure we're grounded again. Go back to our mountain pose. Drawing up nice and long through the spine. Dropping the shoulders, the palms are facing forward. The shoulders are about, the hips are about shoulder width apart. Taking a deep breath in here. Sending those hands all the way to the sky, dropping the shoulders, sending the gaze up, tucking the tailbone, dropping the shoulder blades down the spine, dropping the shoulders towards the ears. Lifting up nice and tall, then inhale. And with our exhale, we are swan diving forward, hinging just at the hips. Maybe the hands are on the shins, they can maybe be on the thighs if that's within your practice. Wherever they are, go ahead and deep fold here. As you inhale, go ahead and slide the hands up underneath the knees, space on the shins. And as you exhale, deep fold once more. Place the hands, fingertips or palms on the mat. Raising the right foot. Actually, we can start with the left foot because we did the right foot last time. Send that left foot back. Placing the palms for balance. Bring that right foot back to meet it. Quick plank. Drop the knees. Untuck the toes. We're going to place our elbows together and we're going to lean our body forward here. Very nice. Slide the hands under the shoulders. With your inhale, lifting, peeling just the chest off the earth. Sending our gaze forward. And with your exhale, go ahead and slide back down the head. Slide the hands back towards the rib cages. With your inhale, peel the whole body up. Use your hands to press the body back, toes together. Send the hips back toward the heels in a nice child's pose for a nice stretch here and 2 breaths. On your third inhale, raise the forehead, look at the space between the palms. Go back to your tabletop. Tuck your toes. Raise the hips, sending them back. If you're on your toe, that's great. If your heels haven't quite reached, that's beautiful too. If it's within your practice, send your heels back. Send the gaze back between the knees, the tops of the thighs, the toes. Fingers are nice and wide. We're inhaling. And then we exhale. Inhale once more. And as you exhale, send the gaze forward between the space to your palms. Bend the knees, come to the toes, and gently walk the body forward. Deep fold here. As you're ready, begin to rise up nice and tall. Feeling all that energy, all that space in our spine. Sitting the gaze up between the palms pressed together, and then bring them down to heart center. All right, we've got one more sun style to do, okay? All right, here we are. Setting the hands back up. Look at the space between the palms. If we'd like to add a little bit of a back bend here, we're welcome to. So here, on your inhale, and then exhale, Nice, deep, tall inhale. And as you exhale, send the body forward at the hips, hinging at the hips, dropping the hands towards the earth, your toes, your mat. As we inhale, slide the hands up the shins, keeping the spine nice and neutral, looking nice and directly forward in front of us, maybe the space ahead of our toes. Inhale, exhale. As you inhale, drop a nice deep forward fold bend here. Drop the fingertips to the mat. Last time, send the right foot back and then the left foot to meet it, placing the palms for safety onto the earth. Here for a quick plank. Drop the knees, untuck the toes, and we're going to sail the body forward in the earth using our elbows here for support toward the body. Slide the hands up underneath the shoulders, and with your inhale, send the gaze forward, lifting the chest, the torso off the earth, dropping the shoulders down. Inhale. And as you exhale, send the torso back toward the earth. Slide the hands back toward the ribcage. Inhale. Exhale. Your inhale. Peel the body back. Send it back into that beautiful child's pose. I always took my toes together. That's comfortable for me. Inhale, resting the belly on top of the thighs or maybe between the thighs. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. This just feels so lovely. Inhale, lift the forehead, send the gaze between the palms, sliding us back to our tabletop. Tuck the toes, we're going to go into our downward dog. We're going to lift the body using the wrist, sending the body back, sending the hips back towards the earth behind us, keeping our toes nice and wide, our shoulder width apart. Our fingers are nice and wide for balance. Our gaze is between our toes. We are always breathing. Our very first pose in yoga is our breath. Exhale. One more time. Inhale here. And exhale. This time on your inhale, send the forehead, the gaze, space between your palms, bend your knees, come onto your tops of your toes. Walk the body forward. Deep fold here. And then begin by rolling up one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow, allowing the head to be the last thing that comes up. You can send the hands all the way up to the sky, dropping the shoulder blades, dropping the ears, the elbows down toward the ears. Looking at the space between your hands, pressing the palms together, and then bringing them back to heart center. Very nice. So here we can actually step to the very top of our mat. I'm going to place my hands on my hips for some nice balance. So from here, we can actually take our hand, shifting our way to the left side, breathing in. And then with our exhale, we're going to raise the right knee just a little bit for balance, and we're going to actually send it back behind us. Okay, now what we want to do is we're going to look at the space that's between our front leg. It doesn't matter if it's left or right. We always do the same on both sides. So we want to look at our front leg, making sure our heel is in alignment with the sole or the center of our back foot. All right, so we'll start here. Take a deep breath in, send the gaze forward all the way up to the sky. And as we do that, we exhale, we're going to drop that front knee down just a bit. Now we can keep our hands here. We want to make sure that our knee is in alignment as well. So if it's not, send the left or the behind foot back some. So wherever we are, we want to square the hips forward here. We can keep our hands on our hips. We can send them up to the sky. We can send them to heart prayer, yogi's choice. Wherever we are, we can send our hands back up and out, looking forward. In our inhale and our exhale, if it's within your practice, go a little bit deeper into that forward knee bend. Sending our gaze over our left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale. When you exhale, drop that right hand down the right behind thigh, behind leg. Begin to bring that left hand back and over here for reverse warrior. The gaze can be forward, it can be the palms, it can be down by the behind, by the back foot, by the toes. Inhale. Exhale. And your inhale, go ahead and release out of that. If you'd like to windmill your hands forward, take that bend of that front knee if you'd like. Turning the the back foot forward, dropping that knee, taking the left to meet the other right foot. Come back to your child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, raise the gaze, the forehead, the space between the palms. Come back to your tabletop. Tuck the toes under, sending the heels and the hips back toward the earth. Inhale once. Exhale. Inhale, send the gaze to the top of your mat. Bend the knees, come onto the toes, and walk the body forward. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Deep stretch here. And then bring the body up nice and warm, nice and tall. I was thinking warm because I feel my body's getting a little warm from moving. So this time, go ahead and prepare for the other side by simply making sure we're in a nice balanced position here. Bring the hands, you can bring them to heart center if that's comfortable for you. Maybe looking down, making sure you're nice in alignment. Shifting the weight to the right, lifting that left knee up, and then sending it all the way back down behind you. We always want to make sure there's a great alignment between that front heel and the back foot. So the front heel and the back foot are in a good alignment with the heel and the arch of the back foot. Making sure that we have a nice bend in our front knee. We don't want it to be too far forward or too far back. Whatever is comfortable for you, whatever is within your practice. So from here we can sweep the hands up, squaring the hips forward. Squaring the hips out first. And as we bring the hands down, exhaling out, bending a little bit more, bending our knees, reaching over, really enjoying this beautiful pose for Warrior Two. Our gaze is right beyond our right fingertips. Our back hand is lifted and even with the shoulders. Shoulders are dropped down, below the spine. Nice deep bend in the knee. And if we like, we can go ahead and begin by coming backward toward reverse warrior here. Sliding the left hand down the left side of the knee, maybe the calf. Keeping that bend in that front knee, that's always a challenge. Breathing, inhaling here, sending the gaze up to the palm, the right hand that's outstretched toward the sky. And as you're ready, go ahead and exhale out of that. Planting the hands, windmilling them forward, planting them to the feet. Turn that left foot forward, whatever your back foot is, turning it forward. Dropping that knee down. Sliding that foot back to meet the left. Go back to your tabletop and always enjoying that beautiful child's pose wherever you are. Exhale, lifting the gaze, sending it forward. We're going to go back to our tabletop. Tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to take our body and lift all the way off the earth. Send the hips back. Send the heels towards the earth. Send the gaze back towards the knees, the thighs, the toes. Making sure our fingers are splayed nice and wide. Inhale here. And exhale. Look at the space between the palms, bend the knees, coming to the tops of the toes, and gently invite the body to move forward towards the hands or the top of the mat. Deep fold here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rounding the spine, coming up for a beautiful, absolutely beautiful pose here. Standing, look at the space between the palms. Press the palms together and send them down to heart center. Now I'm going to turn towards the long edge of my mat. You don't have to, but I want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. We're going to set up for tree pose as we're winding down in just a little bit. All right, so from here we want to stand, we want to make sure we're back in our mountain pose. So we want to make sure that our hips are squared nice and forward. Our shoulders are down. Our navel is tucked toward our spine. And actually our tip of our tailbone is tucked under as well. Take a few moments, close the eyes, palms facing forward. We're inhaling and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Finding that space. Being so grateful for this balance today. Calming the breath, finding the breath again before we continue. On your next inhale, flutter the eyes open. Send the hands all the way up toward the sky. Palms together, sending it back to heart center. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. I'm going to put my hands on my hips just for a moment for balance, okay? So we're going to do our tree pose, and there's lots of really beautiful modifications, and it's wherever you are within your practice. So if your practice allows you, shift the weight to the left side. We're going to start on the right. Inhale, slide that right foot forward, and you can use it as a kickstand, squaring the hips facing forward, allowing that right knee to exit toward the right side of the body, dropping the shoulders down, returning the hands to heart center if you'd like, to prayer, or they can be on your hips, whatever is within your practice. So wherever you are, take 2 breaths here. On your exhale, go ahead and release the hands down. Go ahead and release the foot. Maybe taking a moment to kind of wind the ankle, sending a little bit of blood flow back to the ankle, forward and then maybe backward. And we can actually do the same on the other side. So shifting the weight to the right, once we've grounded that right foot, taking the left foot, turning the knee out toward the left side of the body, bringing that in towards the ankle as a kickstand, sending our gaze forward. Hands could be at hips, they could be at heart center. You can always sweep them up toward the sky, dropping the shoulder blades. You can bring them here if you'd like. Wherever you are, that's within your practice, stay there. Breathe twice. Inhale once again. And exhale. Bring the hands up, back to heart center, and release out of that nice tree pose. Sending some nice oxygenated blood to the ankle. Very nice. When you're ready, go ahead and go back to that tree pose, that actual mountain pose we said about being grounded and being nice and even, making sure everything is in alignment. This time we're going to try a little bit more modification, a little bit more challenge on the right side with our tree pose. So if we'd like to, within your practice, shift the weight to the left side in our inhale. On an exhale, go ahead and bring that right foot. We can start with the calf muscle if we'd like. Sending the hips squared forward, so we're sending the right knee out toward the right side of the body. Wherever you are, it's best for you to find a place to sort of send your gaze to. So maybe just a little bit ahead of you or forward. You can send it down, you can send it up if you'd like, so if that's within your practice. You can keep that foot on that calf muscle if you'd like. You can send the hands all the way up. You can send them to heart center for 2 breaths here. Inhale once more. Making sure we're nice and tall. And exhaling the foot down. Release that foot. Release the hands. Nice. Let's do the same on the other side. So setting up for our mountain. Taking that left foot in. Inhale. With your exhale, placing that left foot on the right calf. Sending those hips squared forward, that left knee out toward the left side. Sending the hands all the way up to a beautiful, maybe it's a tree, so maybe we're waving because the branches of trees do wave. Maybe we're at heart center. Wherever you are, we are inhaling. And then we exhale. Inhale once more. And then exhale here. The foot, release it down, release the hands as well. All right, so wherever we are, I'm going to give the last opportunity for you to challenge yourself with a tree pose. So hands on hips if you like. With an inhale, shift the weight to the left. This time, take the foot, if it's within your practice, and place it on the inside of your left thigh. You can stay here, square the hips, hands on hips. You can send the hands forward. See, my gaze is just beyond my mat. It's about a good 3 feet ahead of my mat for any kind of balance. Bring the hands to heart center. for 2 breaths here. Inhale once more. Let's challenge ourselves with 1 more breath. And exhale the hands down. We can release out of that tree pose, shaking it out, sending some nice blood to the ankle, rotating it forward on another side. Setting up for tree on the other side, shifting our weight to our right. We're going to go ahead and lift that left leg, placing on the inside of our right thigh. Now there's more advanced trees that you can do, but this is where we are today. So staying here, hands on hips, squaring hips forward, sending the gaze forward as well, maybe onto the earth, maybe just directly in front of you, shoulder blades are down. Nice inhale here, send the hands up toward the earth if that's within your practice, up toward the sky rather. You can bring them down into heart center. And since we did 3 breaths on one side, we must do 3 on the other. So inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, nice and elongate through the spine. Exhale, 1 more time. Inhale the tree, maybe sweep the hands all the way up. And as we exhale, releasing that left foot down toward the earth, palms to heart center. Oh, that's been a lot of nice work for those legs, right? Very nice. All right. Okay, very good. So, to finish our tree pose, wherever we are, we're going to turn to the top of our mat. I'm going to do something really, really fun called chair pose. It's not fun, but it's really great for you. So, wherever you are, go ahead and begin sweeping the arms all the way up to the sky. And begin here. We're not going to swan dive. Instead, we're going to sit back like we're sitting into a chair, making sure we are looking at our toes, or our knees are not over our toes. We're sitting like we're sitting in an actual chair. We're keeping our chest up, our heart toward the earth, up toward the sky anyway. And from here, hands can be our heart center, or we can send the hands all the way up nice and tall here, keeping the back and the neck nice and tall. With an inhale, and then with exhale, sweep the hands to the right. Sending the gaze over the right shoulder. With an inhale, sweep the hands up forward. With an exhale, sweep the hands back, the left shoulder, extending the gaze. 1 last time, sweep the hands up to neutral. Come out of that bend, forward, swan dive forward for a nice deep fold, releasing the tension in the low back. Very nice. Walking the feet towards each other. Maybe sitting the right foot back, and then the left foot back, dropping down to the earth, untucking the toes, sending the hips back towards child pose here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On your inhale, send the gaze forward, the hips forward. Go ahead and bring the feet outside side of your mat, and then drop the body down nice and gently here. Swinging the feet forward in front of you. You can do any practicing here. All right, from here we're going to forward fold. We're winding down. So now your breath is returned to normal pace. Sweep the hands up. So first of all, we want to make sure we're on our sit bones, Making sure that our toes are floated toward the sky. We're sitting up nice and tall. On an inhale, sweep the hands up, remaining to exhale. On your next inhale, reaching all the way to the sky, and then leaning the body, hinging forward at the hips, We're just hinging forward like we did before. Now there's several different ways that you can do this. You sweep the hands up, inhale, lifting up longer, elongating the spine. You can forward fold. If your forward fold is here, you want to place the hands on the upper thighs. That is beautiful practice. If you want to forward fold a little deeper and your hands are on your shins, that is always acceptable. If you want a deeper stretch and the hands are outstretched beyond the feet, you're grabbing your big toes. Maybe the hands are around the bottom of the feet. Wherever you are, Allow the belly to rest onto the thighs, keeping the spine nice and long, keeping the heart lifted. And with each inhale, sitting up a little taller, elongating the spine further, and with each exhale, trying to get a little bit deeper into your practice. Inhale, and exhale here. One more time, lifting the torso. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up, nice and long and tall. And with your exhale, forward fold to your edge. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale once again, and exhale. On your inhale, lean the body back forward again, sweep the hands up toward the sky. Palms together, bring the hands to heart center. So this time we're going to do is we're going to just simply take our feet, placing them on the mat in front of us, and maybe scooting the body forward toward the top of the mat. We can actually begin by walking the body down, using our legs, using our thighs, going all the way down into our backs. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of stretching before we close out today's session. So with your feet ground down to the mat in front of you, maybe in front of your hips. Take the right foot, drop the right ankle over the left knee. Allow that right knee to fall forward to the right side of your mat. Drop the shoulders down toward the mat. With your inhale and then exhale, just kind of feel that sensation that you might be feeling. If you have tight hips, if you're sitting a lot, you'll notice a really good stretch. You can stay here if that's within your practice. Inhale. Exhale. And if you'd like a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can go ahead and take the right hand, thread it through. Take the left hand, grab the back of the left thigh. Clasp the hands together and begin by bringing the heel of the right foot maybe toward the chest, keeping the back and the neck outstretched onto the mat. Maybe bring that left knee towards the chest. And what this has done is creating a lot of space for energy, for flow, for air. It's opening up those hips, making it nice and stretched here. This is a great stretch if you have any kind of tightening of the hip. A lot of people are working from home. Students are working from home. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale here. And as you exhale, go ahead and release the hands, dropping that left foot toward the earth, releasing that right foot back down to the earth. Inhale here. Exhale. On your inhale, bring that left foot forward, dropping that left ankle over the right knee, allowing that left knee to roll towards the outside of your mat. Placing the left hand between your knees, the right hand behind the right thigh, clasping the hands together. And then bring that knee towards your chest, maybe the ankle, you're looking at your toes, you're looking at the sky directly ahead of you. And again, opening up and creating space for energy flow, those hips, releasing that tension. Inhale. Exhale. As you exhale, draw a little bit in here, a little bit closer to your chest. Inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and release the hands. Drop the right foot back toward your mat. Very nice. For the next inhale, go ahead and allow the feet to be on the outer part, on the outside of your mat, so they're going to be more than hip width apart. Head is down. Allow the knees to fall forward. Just to relax here for just a moment. Inhale. Allow the knees simply to roll to the side of one mat. So kind of like windshield wipers. On your inhale, knees back up. Maybe the hands are at a T. Maybe they're on your tummy and your heart. Maybe they're along your belly, whatever is comfortable for you. As you exhale, drop the knees to the other side of the mat. We've done enough spinal twists, but this really helps to kind of relax the hips, the low back as well. Inhale the knees back up, and exhale them to the other side of the mat. Inhale. Exhale here. One more time. Inhale the knees forward. Excuse me, up and then back down to the opposite side of your mat. Inhale. And then exhale. On your inhale, bring your knees back up to the mat. Walk the feet in together about hip width apart. And this time, go ahead and slide the feet all the way down, relaxing the body. You could bring the hands up behind you. You could allow them to stay where they were on the mat. They can be up, palms facing toward the sky or palms down. You can even place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And we are in a beautiful place that we love to call final relaxation. So wherever you are, go ahead and begin by closing your eyes gently. You can do a body scan. We're going to finish out our practice today. Let's begin with some breathing. So inhale and exhale. Inhale here. Nice long inhale, and then even longer exhale. Pushing all the air, all that beautiful energy we created, taking more in, and then pushing out any anxiety, any stress, any challenges for the day. The next few moments are for you. We do a body scan, allowing our feet to fall apart. Relaxing our toes and our ankles and giving them so much thanks for supporting us today. Relaxing our calf muscles and our shins and our knees. We know without our knees, our leg system, we wouldn't be able to practice as well. Maybe it would be more challenging for us. Inhaling space into the thighs and the hamstrings. Appreciating the hips for allowing us stability. The rib cage, the torso for allowing us to move and flow. And breathe. Being grateful for our wrists, our shoulders, our elbows that bend. All the way to our heart that beats. Relaxing our neck, our cheeks, our forehead, back of our neck, our shoulder blades, and of course our spine. Giving thanks to our heart. Special gratitude today for our practice. Take the next few moments to return to your intention. On your breath. Allowing the jaw to be relaxed, the tongue back to the throat. Eyes to relax, nose, ears even. Whenever you're ready, begin to bring awareness to yourself, to your space, the energy you've created around you, inside of you. With the eyes closed, begin to wiggle the toes, maybe the fingers. When in inhale, breathing in and out, bring the feet to your mat, your knees into the air, for the sky. Maybe you can lift the knees one at a time and bring them toward your chest. Drop them back down to the mat. One at a time. And if you'd like to, bring both the knees toward the chest. You can even roll side to side. whatever is comfortable for you in your practice. Wherever you are, find that moment where you can actually roll to one side of your mat, using the hands as pillows, keeping the eyes closed, drawing the knees in. And then you can use your outer hand or upper hand that's on top to lift the body up. And meet me in a seated, comfortable position at your mat whenever you're ready. You're welcome to keep your eyes remaining closed. And let's place our hand, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Let's continue to breathe here. Inhaling that beautiful space and energy of gratitude. And exhaling any tensions, any worries outside. Inhaling thankfulness. And exhaling any type of tension. One more time. Inhale. Returning to your intention for the day. And exhaling. Placing the hands onto the tops of the thighs or the legs or the knees. Flutter the eyes open gently. Find the space that we began in. Let's sweep the hands up together once more. Elongating through the spine. Dropping the shoulders, looking at the space, and the gaze between the space between our palms. Sending the hands together, and then bringing them back to heart center. The light in me is honored and is blessed by the energy and the light in you. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.